Well, everyone, it's time for us to go and take a look at the Google Pixel 6 Pro and see if this phone is still worth purchasing in the later part of 2023. Now, spoiler alert, I still think this thing is still worth buying for sure. Is it perfect? Not really, but I think it did a really good job for what you were getting, and I still think it's a decent phone for the average person to go and buy, but you do have phones like the Pixel 8 Pro that are just so much better than this thing. So if you want to pick it up, links will be down in the description. You can get them from there, and you can help support the channel at the same time. Now, starting off with the outside of the Pixel 6 Pro, nothing has really changed here. You're still getting that 6.7-inch LTPO AMOLED display, 120Hz panel as well, and overall, it's a pretty good, feeling, performing phone. I like this phone when it first came out, and it still feels very good in the hand. You're getting the curved glass, which is amazing. You're getting the hole punch display, 120Hz display as well, and I like this phone a lot. It's a very, very good feeling phone from that perspective. USB Type-C port on the bottom. On the back, you're getting that standard glass back with a triple camera setup, and it still feels like a very expensive phone. And on top of that, you are getting things like wireless charging and reverse wireless charging as well, which is another really cool thing to have inside of this phone too. So that kind of stuff right there speaks mountains to me, and I definitely do like having a phone like this, which is just so premium in so many different ways. And it's definitely a very, very expensive feeling phone still, even though it's been out for 2-3 years, or a little bit over 2 years now. Now, the biggest thing here is probably with its software. So we are getting Android 14 on this thing. And I do think on some of my phones I already have Android 14. And the cool thing about the Pixel 6 Pro is that this is a Google Pixel phone. So because of that, you are actually going to be able to get a phone like this that is still going to be supported with software for a few years now. It's probably not going to be supported that much longer, to be honest, but it is going to be here for quite a bit of time. And I do think that's something I really do like about these types of phones, that you can purchase a phone like this and still be getting a pretty decent performing, software experience, which I think is a very, very important thing to keep in mind here. I will say though, the biggest caveat to that is that we don't know how much longer this phone's going to last. And on top of that, this phone is not going to be lasting as long as the Pixel 8 Pro or the Pixel 8. And those phones are going to be lasting for a much longer period of time than this thing. So I kind of look at those two phones and I'm like, you know what? You might be better off if you just buy something like a Pixel 8 Pro or a Pixel 8. That thing might be giving you a better experience overall, and it might just make a little bit more sense to go and buy those types of devices than this one, in my opinion. Performance-wise, this was the first phone to actually bring that Pixel, the Google Tensor G1 chipset, if you want to consider it that. And I think that was a pretty cool thing for Google to kind of do and throw in here. This was a very different approach than what they did before. So it's just, again, what kind of comes with the territory. It's not going to be the most perfect performing device from that perspective. You're still getting, a decent amount of RAM on this thing too with 12 gigs. So I think that's pretty decent. But I think even that perspective alone, it is kind of an interesting concept where you're buying a phone like this and it's still, a very good performing phone. But then the, software might be the thing that might be lackluster in 2 years. So what I'll tell you is that in my opinion, the, Google Pixel 6 Pro, I think is still completely worth buying. I think it's a very good phone and I still think it has a lot of power and capability. But as I mentioned before, you might be better off if you purchase a phone that is still going to be maybe having a much bigger feature ahead of it. Phones like the Pixel 7 and Pixel 8. But beyond that, I think the 6 Pro is still worth buying and it's a very, very good phone for sure. So that pretty much covers it up there. If you have any other thoughts or questions, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.